So now I'm going to show you how functions can return values. This is a really important part of functions, and then you have a complete understanding of a function, that it can take parameters, it can return things. Functions are great because they allow you to break up your code to make it more readable, and I can already see some what's called code smells coming in to the code here, and it's better to stop that earlier rather than later. Your program can get really complicated and you want to architect it right from the beginning. So one problem with this function is it's doing two things. Really, functions should do one thing really well, just one thing, and then it's just easier to maintain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another function that is going to update our game message and check our score. So this function is called update game message like this, and I'm going to take this if statement out of here and I'm going to put it in here like this, and then I'm going to change this. I'm going to remove the message element there on the definition, and I also have to remove it as the parameter when I'm calling update texting game, and I'm going to change this to update score. So we're going to remove that. So now when I call update score, it's going to pass in the value that I want to update the score by. I need to add a line here to actually update the score. At the moment, score is a global variable here, and we want all the functions in our code to be able to access it, but we need to make sure that it's properly updated by this function. So we need to call this update game message as well. We need to call it after we've updated our score from here. First thing we need to fix is, well, firstly this. It doesn't know what message is anymore because we're not going to pass in a message anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to create another function below it that's going to return the message depending on what the score is. So this function is going to return a string. So you always write the type of thing you want to return. So instead of void like here, we write string because this function is going to return a string. The function is going to be called determine game message. Make it very clear what your functions are going to do. And then instead of assigning the game message.text with message here, we're going to assign it the thing that this function returns. So you can actually call this function and it's going to return a string, and then the thing that this function returns is going to be assigned to this game message.text, so it's going to update the game message. At the moment, there's an error with this function. It says not all code paths return a value. That's because a function must return, that says it's going to return something, must return something. So first of all, we're going to check the score. So I'm going to say if the score is less than 100, for example, I'm going to return a game message saying keep going. Perhaps I'll add the score on as well here. Maybe that'll be interesting to the user to see that, although it will be in the top. And then I need another if statement, so I'm going to use an else if, and I'm going to write if score is greater than or equal to 100. And then the problem we've got here is if either of these are not true, then it's still not returning something. So if that's not true and that's not true, then it gets to the end of the function, we still haven't returned something. So we have to make sure we return something from the function. So if none of those are true, we're just going to return nothing, so no message. And now you can see the error has gone away. If I come back to my game and I run this, well, there's a bug. So the bug here is the text is not appearing. Check that they have actually been set. So I click on game handler, where I've assigned the script, and I check that current score and game message is being assigned game message and our score, which is in our canvas. Yes, it has. Next thing I need to do is check the game message, and there's a property here that hasn't been checked. So at the moment it's unchecked, so at the moment you can't see the text. If I check it, we go to the game message, you'll be able to see the text. If I uncheck it, you won't be able to see the text. That's okay, we don't want to show the game message immediately until we have to. So game message.enabled, so if we are going to show a game message, we're going to enable it, we're going to set it to true. That's great, but maybe we also want to hide this message. So one way we can hide the message is by using a special function that's part of this mono behavior thing up here that we are using. This is a class that Unity have written that gives us lots of functionality, and we're going to invoke a function down here called hide message, and this is basically going to get the game message text object, and it's going to hide it. It's going to disenable it, false. All we need to do is write invoke. You write as a string the name of the function that we want to invoke, which is hide message, and then you write the time. So after how many seconds do we want to call this function? Let's give it 1 second. So the message will show for 1 second and then disappear. Let's put a debug log.log here, and we're going to write. So if we look at our console up here, we can see the printout. Or at least we're not getting to here. We know that we're not getting to here. Perhaps we are getting to here. Update game message, like this. So now we can be sure that this is getting called here. It's doing this check. Let's just do this, put a debug log in here. Show score. We can see where we're getting to. It's calling update game message. It's definitely calling that. This is not being executed. This never becomes true because it never goes to show score. And I'm going to print the score out as well here after we've updated it, just to check that it's being changed. The reason we're not getting this original message though is because this only when this is true does this get executed. So only when it's 100 or above will that get executed. So we should put another condition. We should write if score is this, or if score is less than 100. And you have to put your conditions in one big bracket like this. And this brings me on quite nicely to the next part, which is this condition is it's obvious to me what it's doing, but maybe to you, perhaps if you came along and looked at my code, you wouldn't quite sure what it was doing exactly, or it might take a little bit of reading. So we can simplify this. We can actually create a function out of this, and I'm going to write this function down here. All this function is going to return is a bool, so you type the thing that you want to return first, and it's going to be called should update game message. That's what it's going to do. The function will check to see whether this is true. If this is true, then it will return true to the condition, and I'll show you how, because I'm going to take that out of there and I'm going to return this whole condition that I've created here. I'm going to return whether this evaluates to true, whether if score is divisible by 100, and then I'm using a special operator called OR. So there are different types of conditionals. OR basically means if one of these is true, or both of them are true, return true. So if the score is divisible by 100, or score is less than 100, or both of them are true, then return true. The only way this will be false is both of them are false. And then how do I use this function? Well, I can actually call it from the if statement up here. So I put the call to this function up here, and then that makes it a little bit clearer. You can kind of see that, well, this function is going to update the game message, and then this checks if we should update the game message. This then checks what value the score is and whether or not it's within a certain threshold and you should return true or not. It returns it to there, and then this updates the text, but first we have to determine what the game message is, which is dependent on the score. We enable it to show it, and then we hide it after 1 second. So if I save that now, we've got a little game message showing now, keep going, 100. So what did we learn? We learned that you can return things from a function. We learned that you can organize your code very neatly if you use functions, and functions should be very short and simple and have descriptive names. We also gave you a bit of a demonstration of how I work when I get stuck on bugs. I use debug statements, I look around my code, I check things are set properly, and also we looked a little bit at conditions. just one condition today, the or condition. And if you look at the notes on the screen, there are a few others like and not, and you can look those up, or I'll mention them in future videos. See you in the next one.